So today we are going to learn about the poem Tartary, and this poem, okay, is written by Walter D. Lee Mayer. Okay, Walter D. Lee Mayer. Okay, so see, this poem is a descriptive picture of a imaginary kingdom of Tartary. Okay, the poet considered himself the king of that state and wants to enjoy all the delights of life. He would have a throne of pure gold. Beautiful pets would roam about to please him. Musicians would play on instrument at the time of his meal. His rich land would be full of honey and fruit, beautiful gardens and attractive valleys. Okay, in fact, this poem is a journey into the realm of imagination. See, a full poem is a imaginatory poem. Okay, so see here we are moving on the first stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, myself and me alone, my bed should be of ivory, of beaten gold my throne, and in my court should peacock flaunt, and in my forest tigers hunt, and in my pools great fishes slant their fins athwart the sun. Okay, some words are there here like athwart, okay, or some ere. Okay, so some words are in the poem. Okay, and these are the words from the Old English. Okay, so now we are moving on the explanation of the first stanza. So see, in this line, the poet presents the imaginary kingdom, Tartary. So see, here the poet is imagining that if I were a lord of Tartary, okay, so if I were a lord of the imaginary kingdom, and name of that kingdom is Tartary. Okay, so in this line, the poet presents the picture of imaginary kingdom Tartary. He considers himself the king of this empire. Yes, he considered himself a king of this empire, and he says if he were the king of Tartary, he would be its sole king. Okay, then there should be no one else to share this kingdom. His bed would be made of ivory, of beaten gold, ivory. Okay, ivory means that the tusk, we can say. Okay, you tusk means what? The teeth of elephant, and we called it tusk. Okay, so he is imagining here. Okay, he is imagining here that he is a god of the kingdom Tartary. Okay, and there should be no one else to share his kingdom. Okay, his bed would be made of ivory, and ivory is a precious metal. His throne would be made of pure gold, and there would be not any mixture of base metal in it, and he would have a specific court in which he would have they just roaming here and there. See here, in my forest tigers haunt. Okay, in my court should peacocks flaunt. Flaunt means show off proudly, and haunt means move about. Okay, here what is the meaning of haunt? Move about. So here there would not be any mixture of base metal in it, in his bed. Okay, and he would have a spacious court in which peacocks would move here and there very proudly. Forest would be full of wild animals like tigers and lions. They would ivory, which is a precious metal. Okay, his throne would be made of pure gold, and there would not be any mixture of any other metal. And he would have a spacious court in which the peacocks move here and there with proudly. Okay, his forest would be full. His forest would be full with the tigers and lions, as they are the owner of that forest. Okay, and his kingdom would have pools full of different now kinds of fish. Okay, so his see, and in my pools great fishes slant. So what is the meaning of slant here? Tilt, move at an angle. So he want lion and tigers in his kingdom. Okay, and he want fishes also in his kingdom. His kingdom would have pools full of different kinds of fishes, and they would swim a slant, and they would be very happy and free than any other object. And tiny that tiny finds of this fish, okay, would be sloppy towards the sunlight and would shine proudly and happily. So it is his imagination that he want a kingdom like that. Okay, so it is a total imaginary picture. Okay, so here there are some word. The yes, first word is beaten gold. Okay, of beaten gold my throne. So what is the beaten gold means? Yes, it means gold hammer into a flat thin shape. Okay, this is the beaten gold like bed. Okay, ivory means tusk. Ivory means tusk, and we can say that teeth of elephant. It's a very precious material. It's very precious material. Okay, it's costly. It is very valuable. Okay, it is very costly material. So that is the ivory. Now see, next one is flaunt. What is the flaunt? Flaunt means show off proudly. And next one is haunt. So what is the meaning of haunt? Move about. Okay, so see, he want that peacock's flaunt. Peacock flaunts means the peacock would move here and there with proudly. Okay, and in forest tiger haunt. Okay, means he want all the tigers and lions. Okay, they just move freely as the forest as its real owners. Okay, like that. And he want his full of fishes. Okay, and fishes slant. Okay, means they are yes, that means he want his kingdom would have pools, and that pools it's full of kind of fish. Okay, so they would swim a slant. They would swim a slant, and they would be very happy, and they would shine and happily. They would shine and shine proudly and happily. Okay, so this is the first stanza of the poem Territory. Okay, now see, we are moving on the second stanza of poem Territory. Okay, so which is the second stanza? If I were Lord of Tartary, trumpeters every day to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard bray, and in the evening lamps would shine, yellow as honey, red as wine, while harp and flute and mandolin made music sweet and gay. Okay, so this is the second stanza. Here there are some musical instruments, flute, then mandolin. Okay, so they also is a kind of instrument. Okay, it's a create a voice. Okay, so see here, there are some musical instrument. Okay, now here in the second stanza, poet is telling, yes, further poet is imagine himself as a king of Tartary and mention his meal time. Okay, mention his meal time. So now see here, he is telling further that if he were the king of Tartary, yes, he would call him to meals every day. Okay, then this would become a ceremonial event. Okay, to every meal would summon me, and in my courtyard break. Okay, so he is telling that for his dinner, so for his every dinner someone will call him. Okay, and this would become a ceremonial event for him. There would be great trumpeters that would produce heavy and noisy sound. Okay, so he is telling that when someone will call me for the meal, at that time the trumpeters will play that trumpet. Okay, and that would produce heavy and noise sound. Okay, now see next. In the evening there would be lamps of different kinds. See, and in the evening lamps would be shine, and that lamps shine. Okay, some of the lights would be as red as poor as red as pure and bitter wine. Okay, and during his meal and even in the evening the players would be play upon harp, pipe and many other musical devices like harp, flute and mandolin. Okay, all these musical instruments would create sweet and beautiful music for him. Okay, so this is the second stanza. Second stanza is about his meal, and yes, at that time of meal he is imagine that some musical voice, some musical noise, heavy musical noise and sound. Okay, so this is the second stanza, and now we are moving on third stanza. Okay, so see third stanza. If I were Lord of Tartary, I would wear a robe of beads. White and gold and green they would be, and clustered thick as seeds. And ere should wane in morning star, I would don my robe in scimitar. And zebra's seven should draw my car through Tartary's dark glades. Okay, so in the third stanza, the poet is telling. In this stanza, the poet says something about himself. Now, in the second stanza, he told about the mill. Now, in the third stanza, he is telling about himself. Okay, he says that if he were the king of Tartary, he were the lord of Tartary, means he were the king of Tartary, he would wear a dress of pure pearls. Okay, he would wear dress of pure pearls, and the pearls would be of white and gold. Okay, this is the third stanza, and in this stanza, the poet says something about himself. He says that if he were the king of Tartary, he would wear a dress of pure pearl. Okay, and the color of that pearl, pearl would be of white and golden color, gold color. Okay, so there would be also be green beads among them. Okay, now next. All these pearls would be mixed and would be thick as grains of seed. And further, the poet wished that he would wear his small sword before the waning of the morning star. And this would mean that he would prepare himself very early in the morning, and uh, his carriage would be drawn by 7 specific horses, even 7 specific horses known as zebras. Okay, so see, he wore a dress and his carriage would be drawn by 7 specific horses known as zebras. Okay, see here, and zebras 7 should draw my car. Car means carriage. Okay, through Tartary dark glades, and these horses would draw his carriage through the deep and dark shades and clearing of Tartary. So this is the poem Tartary, and this is the third stanza. Now again I am explaining you the third stanza in short. Okay, so say the poet imagined himself putting on a long loose garment. Okay, and the garment which is yes, that garment which made by a pure pearl, and the color of that pearl is white and gold. Okay, so see, he just putting himself in a garment, loose garment, richly woven with white, green, and golden beads and pearls. And early in the morning, he would wear a different long garment and carry a shaped sword. He imagined that zebras would pull his car through the dark valley of Tartary, his kingdom. Okay, so see here, uh, yes, that horses who draw his car, who draw his carriage. Okay, he told them zebras. Okay, so uh, yes, his carriage would be drawn by 7 specific horses, and knows that horses are zebras. Okay, so this is the third stanza of the poem. So here is the fourth stanza. Okay, so see, Lord of the fruits of Tartary, a river silver pale, Lord of hills of Tartary, glen, thicket, wood, and dale. Her flashing start, her scented breeze, her trembling lake like a foamless seas, her bird delighting citron trees in every purple well. Okay, so this is the last stanza of the poem, and in the last stanza, students, yes, students, we will stop here because I think that I have network issue. But yes, network is showing full. You can see that is Tartary. He would be the sole owner of its silver pale river. Okay, water of this river would be very clear and tasty. He would be king of its fruit of all types, and hill of land of Tartary would be his, and the Georges bushes, tall trees, and all the valley would be under his command and control. He would enjoy all the natural objects, the bright he would enjoy all the natural objects and the bright stars shining in this sky, and perfume morning air would also please him. Okay, and he just pleased with the perfume of the morning air, and the shivering lakes of Tartary would be like the quiet and motionless oceans, and there would be beautiful juicy trees of different kinds of fruits. These would attract bird and would delight him, as well as the birds in the beautiful red valley, red because of fruits and colorful flowers. And this imaginary kingdom would please the poet all the time. Here in the fourth stanza, he just explained about his imaginary kingdom, about the fruits, about the forest. Okay, now see, all the beautiful natural objects mentioned by the poet shows his deep love of nature. Okay, so this is the fourth stanza, and yes, reading the poem is like a passing through a dream which talks about all the possible luxurious things and comforts of life. So this is the imaginary poem. Here the poet is imagine, and he just gave a name to his kingdom, that is Tartary. Okay, student, so